So real quickly, you get the note together. Just go around and say your name.
John. Squeeze in. We do it in an orderly way. Maybe so that everyone can get their basically whatever you have
I'm Tim Guerra,
on one side.
planning and zoning commission.
Maybe we'll do that.
And I'm Alicia Sturgis from Coach Lake Drive.
Great. So what we had, we had a series of questions that we had put up there, and what I'd like to start off with a little bit is if we could build a little bit of a list of things that you don't think should happen. And by the way, we don't all have to agree. People may have different visions of what ought to happen. As we take a look at the future of this district as a whole, and Unilever province specifically, what are the things that you would say that you don't want to see happen here? Anything? Walmart?
Box store.
Yeah. So we'll say not big box, not big box retail. Okay, not big box retail.
Or an expansion of crossing.
Business and then
Yeah.
open to the public on some ground level where there might be things to do.
I don't want to remain empty. That's the bad.
Oh, yeah.
Theater, some shopping, boutique style.
Not remain
or,
empty.
not a stop and shop. Not
adult entertainment.
What else should we not get at?
Yeah.
Not adult entertainment.
Not
But I like the residential.
How about anybody else who has thumbs down? Thumbs down on something?
Yeah, that's about the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Using some of the open space that would be keeping with the community.
We've got food at the end of the session, so.
We've got food at the end of the session, make it right now.
No,
But not yet, not yet, not until we're finished.
That's the carrot. Or the sandwich.
Well, we can come back to that, but let's start talking about some of the things, and I'll use the green pen for this, to talk a little bit about things that we think would be good or great.
Mixed use.
Cultural.
Yeah, it's cultural, probably cover everything.
Yes, and I also have another question about design guidelines. Do we currently have the ability, without becoming a national,
Mixed use.
There you
of
go.
imposing some
Is that you?
design parameters?
And what mix,
That's part of the
Mixed
rezoning
use.
and what mix would you have?
I would say residential and some business that would generate revenue and reduce the tax base.
And that could perhaps include some kind of cultural in with that.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, I don't know how much.
I'm talking about small businesses.
Oh, it was up on that.
You could develop this as a village footprint or.
Yeah, it was up on there, and is it like 277,000 square feet? No, 2,000.
Yeah, it seems like it was about,
270,000.
it was like 300,000 square feet is what I recall. It's funny, I should know that number in a way, but I don't think it is, so I gotta look at it myself.
I just say environmentally friendly
So it
also,
should be environmental.
and in keeping with the homes in the neighborhood.
In some way, you know, we tie into the railroad station, we tie into the center of town.
Oh, I heard something over that side. Tie into the railroad.
The noise of the trains.
No, I already knew that.
There's also the potential for open space.
Yeah.
Right.
I would like to see more tax revenue coming on.
Yeah, so open space.
So if it's 70,
And I'm
30,
assuming when you say that, a lot of times people, When they say open space, I think it's kind of open space the public could use.
Yes.
It's
No,
not reservation.
path,
Publicly accessible.
community garden, that type of
They
thing.
don't walkways, bikeways.
Walkability and
It's like another town green, I mean, I can see it as,
another town green, you mean compared to our town green that we have,
like,
which is not walkable or bikeable at all.
right,
Patch of grass.
a big enough town green where there was walking paths.
Right.
So I'll call it town green number 2.
Town green.
I'm not sure if this would go on this sheet or maybe the first sheet. I'll say it in a negative way, maybe I would put it as a positive, but I would not want to see something that's going to be so exclusive that people couldn't afford. If it's houses so exclusive that people, average people couldn't afford it. If it's entertainment, not so exclusive that it would keep people from being able to enjoy it, average, everyday people.
Like that's affordable.
I see too many communities
Out of
put
town.
in things, and then it's only high-end income people that can afford to make it.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point, because you do see this happen, where there are enclaves that get created. There's a retirement community that was built, it's huge, right in my town, Massachusetts. And the fact of the matter is, I can't imagine I'll ever make enough money to afford a unit there. It's great for the people there. Now, it's often a funny sort of area, so you never even know it's there, but it's not part of the town. And it feels funny a little bit that way, but anyway.
Inclusive of the town.
Yeah, so the policy is inclusive, it expands the town, right?
Or leave that as a residential zone.
And I know that the Morgan property has not even been considered what they're gonna do, but I would like it something to be conclusive that whatever we're doing with one, that we're also looking at another big area that we have, that it's
Connected.
connected, it can work together, it's not
Is this
just,
the Taylor property, did you say?
this is the old Morgan.
Old Morgan
Property, that's another big issue, which is gonna be within walking distance, which is another factor, so I just like to have like a cohesive thinking.
Well, it's outside of the half-mile radius. But it's not that side of there,
But it's still another big piece of
right?
property.
Right, no, according to their map that they have.
Yeah, so the idea that it's interactive, it's cohesive, but it's interactive. Yeah.
On the other hand, for it to be, for an investor, I think they're also going to want to have something that attracts people from outside the area. So it should be a destination and also something that's maybe sticky for the people that do go to Clinton Crossing. So that the problem we have now is if they go to Clinton Crossing, why would they come to anything else in Clinton? So you want to give them, right, you want to give them a reason.
And that's where it goes back to the cultural, the artisans, the potters, the stained glass,
You know, it's gonna have to be a multi-function type building. You got, what'd you say, 300,000 square feet?
To be honest with you, I don't. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
And I saw on the board earlier, somebody had put education. Why not reach out to like Middlesex and see if they would want to
They just expanded
take
the
up
West
part of
End High
that
School.
building?
Middlesex, so what?
Middlesex Community College.
And this one,
Yeah, they just expanded in Westbrook, but still
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, we're just throwing out a problem. 400 to 700.
I know they had classes at
That's interesting.
I know it's not, someone else thought of this idea, but as far as a technical school, for career ready, for those who don't want the traditional college experience after high school, I think that's also an excellent use. They'd be able to tolerate the noise of the train. If we go residential, I'd say possibly, intergenerational possibly, maybe. And also something that doesn't cannibalize our existing businesses, something that doesn't siphon away customers from our existing businesses that have hung in and supported us all this time, all the mom and pop storefronts and industries that have supported us.
Yeah, I think that's a,
It's got to be something.
so I'll do that as positive is, it's complementary to
Existing.
businesses, right?
We have affordable.
Existing businesces.
By role.
That means that it's a good neighbor to the existing businesses,
Yeah, a lot of
attracting from.
small housing.
Yeah,
And helps promote them.
yeah, I mean, I think there is, you know, if you don't, you gotta make sure if they're retail, commercial, restaurant uses, it's strengthening your whole downtown. It's not like, well, we're not gonna shop in the old downtown.
Affordable is,
It's
that's the
a
whole
new
thing,
cool
affordable.
place.
It's
It's all gotta be cool, we wanna put it all
The
together.
whole big picture is trying to make
But I
this
also,
sound
I'm sorry, I
downtown
also see
destination.
it as,
Again,
there's nothing in downtown, there's nothing to go to
Oh, yeah.
shop, there's no
and
shops
you
in
have,
downtown, so
certain
if you
shops,
had something
and
in
having
that
certain types of
building
housing now,
that
it's not
people
prohibitively
come
expected
and they
housing.
stay,
People can
they
actually populate the streets and move around.
destination, which might be an offshoot to establishing some businesses in downtown to play off.
They're needed to create vitality.
Maybe instead of
You would have a customer base, you would have a customer base for the commercial business.
When Clinton
That's
Crossing
interesting.
went in,
I'm thinking around.
they briefly did promote an antique
So maybe looking at maybe two
shop
different purposes.
walkway. There was initially an attempt to make Route 1 an antique destination, remember that? But the antique stores that participated, I think there were 11 of them at the time, they just roughly put together a mom and pop little simply made brochure.
Not
And
immediately adjacent to the rail.
I think had they done more at the time, had they had the resources to promote it more heavily, that might have been a draw. Now, that era may have
Two
closed.
different developers.
Antiquers, maybe the next generation won't support antiques, I don't know. But it was a nice contrast, I thought, of the new at Clinton Crossing and the old, and celebrating both, and the same customer base, I think, the same people that might be bargain hunters there, might also be the antique roadshow watchers and investors, or the lovers of old and solidly made, as opposed to the Chinese disposables. I don't know. I don't know what the next generation is going to be supporting, but
And this, again, this is a good example of something we need to have people who propose it, because one antique shop is not the same. And there are these places where it occurs, and they're hard to predict. You can say, okay, well, there's going to be one, it's not like pharmacies, you can say, well, there's going to be one every once in a while.
But unfortunately, a lot of antique shops have become flea markets.
That's right. So,
Hodgepodge of,
yeah.
it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you go, is it fair to be saying it's not a flea market, it's not what you want, right? Is that fair? I mean, I know I have to.
Well, Kurt Carr told me it's just under an acre. So it's small.
Because you do see the kind of reuse, sort of marginal reuse of places, and they look marginal, they don't, they say, wow, this is a great town, I'm gonna live here, they've got this wonderful flea market down the street.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know, it's.
That's my, I've never, you know, there are these special, the flea market Paris really is special, but, you know, it's Paris.
But I'm just saying that Route 1, as we mentioned, when it's happened, of course, for a few years, Route 1 has popped up as empty building, people just putting up, okay, it's an antique store. And it's not an antique store, it's just a hodgepodge of Route 1 tag sales. I agree with you. I'm a tag sale girl.
although a lot of out-of-towners do come to that one down on the West Clinton line. A lot of people at Clinton Crossing
Do they stay? Do
used
they
to ask
stay?
for
Do they
directions
eat?
for
Do
that.
they sleep over? Do they,
Not so much. What if, I haven't heard so far anything about manufacturing, what if the manufacturing did?
The market we're done, it's a nice lot, I think it's a great idea, do residential, but they're
Clean, yes.
more professional.
Yes, environmental.
Yes.
And that's what our hope is.
Yeah.
So specifically, I'm gonna tell you
They
that,
call it
you're a New
non-smokestack.
Yorker, Chelsea markets, and that complements the outlets where people will come down and spend their money in a multiple variety of restaurants, or Faneuil Hall, if you're not familiar with it. But again, the permeability term that we heard from
Oh, they're the non-smokestack,
how we can get people from.
Yeah.
I mean, no smokestack, but all kinds of things going into
And
the
the outlets,
Right,
the highway, down to this property. Right, you move in between, and whether we have town green behind it, side town green behind it, that's great.
I mean, I think that what happens today
we have office space in there,
is
that's
that
great
new
too.
industrial
Because they'll be
operations
spending
are
money at the
so
restaurants.
heavily regulated that there are very few that
compliment, and it
clean.
also needs to be something that's interesting
Their
that people come
promote
to.
industrial production is very clean on the whole. but they're the ones that are
So I kind
still,
of,
we
you guys
talk
kind of sold me on that.
smokestack is the heavy
But I
industry
do think
versus
that
light
the,
industrial.
any residential
A lot
property
of
needs to be
light
something
industrial
that
uses, you can't
professional
even tell the
people
difference
want to
whether it's industrial or it's an office
That's just something
building.
that we can.
They're producing,
we can toss around the
around Boston, we have so many medical equipment manufacturers, and, you know, you have no idea what they're doing inside those buildings. And
Rest
it's
second rise.
just not the way it used to be.
I mean, very scalable. Put it on the train station, you're gonna have New Haven.
All right. Any other thoughts?
They don't have to spend. So we want money flowing, that's what
I
I'm
don't
trying
want
to
to
get.
pose this as a negative too, but I know two of the ideas that were pitched before as far as the incubator startup companies. The downside to that is I know New Haven is already serving that need in a lot of places. Recent Yale graduates have such spaces already in New Haven, which I think is a little too close by. And even though I've got 4 adult children in the arts, I'm a big proponent of the arts. Really, the Kate and Old Saybrook's got that covered. We've got the area churches have that covered. There's already so many venues now for the entertainment and the arts. I think Guilford and Saybrook have beaten us to the punch on that. I think again, we have a wealth of really creative people in this area. But as far as filling the seats with audience, we're purchasers of all these beautiful things and wonderful talents. I think existing things are already struggling. I don't know that, I think the market is saturated. Just my
I guess,
thought.
when we talk about culture and the arts, take a narrow, traditional view of those kinds of things. Performance venues tend to be struggling all over the place, being subsidized. But if you take a look at, some of this, I find really popular, everybody likes to have arts districts in theory. I mean, there's almost no town we go to that says, well, we want to build an arts district, but there could be 150 of these things. But there's surprising amounts going on. So for example, if you go down to New Bedford,
And that's kind of what we got to think about.
New London, if there actually is real
Right.
arts
Working,
it's not just performance art, I know producing art, and some of it's really crafts in a way.
Let's get the train
There are
stop.
some fine arts, there's other stuff happening, there are people living there and getting together. That kind of thing is also a cultural side, which is not traditional, culture.
Look at the building.
We also have
Over a year ago,
festivals or
and
some
the story is they walked away because of the pollution. That was one of the first rumors that went around, and it's, I think it's
Great.
for what, for.
So, they're good at user strategy.
Let's hope we find things that
We want to
There we go.
I
think the train's gonna stop with the new rail improvements that are
Young artists do need affordable studio space.
Yeah.
People can get off.
Get
Get them to get off.
Slow down. And so the thing that you showed us about,
My family is riddled with artists.
this is definitely time to make a person
urban areas,
walkway
more urban
over
areas.
across to another.
Close it.
Is that what
As far as we can tell, we're pretty far from ours. But, I mean, yeah.
Okay. It is an important.
I'm wondering,
Okay, I wonder if there's a way to market the property to sort of a high-tech robotics concern, that's sort of where we could get interesting sciencey people to come and work in Clinton and do creative stuff, have a wonderful collaboration with the schools, innovation, and, you know, that would be a non-polluting kind of
very different from a young person's
concern, and it would bring talented people to
Our
town.
experience has been that people like that find that the Saturdays can be spent very differently.
No, I don't think on Saturdays.
They spend a lot of time to get out to these kind of meetings, but our real estate.
Well, we can all find like rare sorts of things that affect us.
They really look
I got another one.
at what's happening.
not my original idea, but it's just gotta be looked at. Somebody's gotta talk to Yale, like some sort of regional campus. To me, with the train and everything,
their choices are.
they wanna expand, and God knows they got the money, they got more money than the state of Connecticut. The only thing is, well, the only problem with it is they're a land grant college slash university, maybe they don't have to pay any taxes. But you could work a deal or a contribution, like they donate to the city and the
Some sort of research facility.
But you talk about bringing high tech, perhaps high income, highly educated people.
I was when I was there.
I mean, that's, and you drop students here, they spend money on. Hey, that could be, that'd be more than it should be.
Technology.
You know, whatever we end up doing at Unilever, whether it's housing or shops or businesses, I think it'd be great to see a park created north of there and be a real downtown park. You know, something nice and landscape. Today we got the beach, we got playing fields, but we don't really have a town park. And I think that could be a beautiful use of it, especially if it's got restrictions on the land because of the.
That's private property.
Yeah, it's private property right now, but people deed
They're
with
trying to
it.
like-
I don't know, like 16 acres over next to town hall. So that can happen, though. People can deed it, town can buy it, there's all sorts of taxes.
And that's one of the things that we're gonna be looking at.
Visionary thing.
Stretch between.
I was interested in the partnership with Yale because the whole mass
see that occur.
discussion and the partnership
And
with
even
William
within the
and
region,
Williams provide a model
But
for
so,
how
for
that
example, what happened with Pfizer, you know, is Pfizer still down growth rate? Well, I know a fellow who is a.
That probably wouldn't have worked without Williams there, because they also have
He has a
more money
business now, and he'll hop on the
State
train
of
to
Connecticut.
Boston.
Not that Yale, they got a lot of money,
He's gonna
believe me.
stay.
Yeah, Yale would be a great park.
They got a lot of money.
That's small
Yes, he's not moving.
That's why the private colleges are more up to that. Yeah, they have the largest endowment.
So.
Well, Williams, the point is Williams did it with about 1.5 billion endowment, and Yale has about 25 billion endowment.
Comments, I'm.
The other backstory on that is that if anyone
Well,
in the art world, Thomas Krenz went on the Guggenheim thing. That was the
specific
sort of
ideas
pushing
of the
force.
alternatives. You could think about, if you garden like this might happen, if you garden like this might happen.
He was at
Working
Williams at that time.
to set,
You know, the Yale started here.
even if Unilever does.
I've heard.
Slight.
But, you know, I think that kind of goes back to the idea, we can say what we would like. And maybe it has to be a general category, commercial, educational, residential. We don't necessarily get to say, well, what if it's Middlesex Community College would like to have a branch somewhere? That wouldn't be a bad thing either. I mean, we're still looking at the same type of usage and still the opportunity to cultivate the same personnel and the same people that
But then
we
you
like.
have kind of a vision of what it's supposed to be like, at least how they design the infrastructure of this community college. You know, I mean, then you have some kind of like template for it. Sure you can, but it should look within these parameters, you know?
And the whole Boston site is not.
Community college thing is something that should be explored.
Yeah, that'd be
I think so too.
Well, certainly the train. Train is good.
Kind of across McDonald's.
Actually,
got around one
I
Just want to get back to one thing. Talking about affordable housing. My idea of affordable housing is I'm retired, live in a teaching house. There's only two of us. That's not, I mean, it's affordable, but we'd like to downsize it to something else. And
It's about the maintenance.
yeah, the whole thing. So affordable housing to me would be a condo.
Yeah, we're really, if you think about, there's these big.
Duplex.
Walking, yeah.
Maybe a little bit different term, which sends minds in a different direction, is something like retour.
Yeah, all right, well, but it's not a money thing, it's more of a thinking.
How about we call it unaffordable? Is that wrong? Like, other people want to buy houses too, why wouldn't we open it up to people who have a lot of money? You don't spend a lot of money. No, honestly, I don't want to be that guy now. We do talk a lot about, we do have a lot of, I'm going to say the low income houses. We have have some retirement housing, but do we have a lot of, in Clinton, do we really have a lot of high income housing? I know Kirk has some high income housing, but, because the market's gonna think this way. So if someone buys a flat, they become when they decorate it.
You bought a condo, and then you upgrade it to a house. Now they're
But this retirement is a whole different category. Retirement village, retirement community, that's a whole different problem.
Because that generates tax revenue. That's a great tax generator.
I want little old people.
I hate it.
I want kids around.
You know what I heard about senior housing? Several people tell me, we don't want it, because they don't have kids in school, they'll vote against the school budget. Anybody brings it up, they get slapped.
I'm talking about tax revenue. What kind of housing brings the most tax revenue to the town? What? Yeah, we got a problem?
I want that.
Well, no, I'm just
Say, I'm the big flowing on the
so that's
I know I recognize it.
As it looks like our room's breaking up a little bit, any last minute thoughts?
Yeah, they're like,
You know what, tax is all to the next line. Have they learned from that stage or anything? Are there problems that you're actually very, we should know so that we know why it's there? Any mistakes that might be made?
Well, I think in terms of are you trying to follow the process to get there, or problems with stuff?
The canary is
Those unintended consequences. Yeah, exactly.
There are, Mass Market in particular has a lot of reports and studies which are online, so if you just, you don't have like comprehensive list. I'll say that personal things and
Yes, that's a lovely.
The more it's going to that, yeah, right.